Hey everyone, this is Melissa Fleur with ProjectNursery.com. How do you get 3 kids to live in a 1,000 square foot apartment in your master bedroom? We did it and I can't wait to show you how. I want to introduce you to Brianne Mans. Now Brianne is a well-known New York City mom blogger. She runs the website StrollerInTheCity.com. And Brianne came to me pregnant with their 3rd child asking, Melissa, how am I going to make this work? We live in a 1,000 square foot apartment, a 1-bedroom, and currently a quarter of our bedroom is dedicated to our 2 kids. So how do we do this? Well, to be honest, it's a really common question. We get this question a lot at Project Nursery, and it's about urban living. So I showed up at Brianne's apartment to take a look, and what we had was, a little boy's room, a little toddler room with oversized furniture. And what I mean by that, her son Ryder had a very large car bed, I think it was Lightning McQueen, and we had large nursery furniture, definitely not appropriate for a small apartment. It was dark wood, it was heavy, and it completely overpowered the corner of the room that she dedicated to her children. So the first step was to repaint the room. It was dark blue for boys, but we needed to make the room light and airy and paint it white. Starting with a clean, simple slate was the best option for this space. And we did something a little bit different. We turned to a company called Numi. Now, Numi means sleep in Hebrew, and its founder is Luar Shapiro, based out of California. And he's launched a furniture line for children that is nothing like we've ever seen before at Project Nursery. So we looked to his crib. The crib was called Funky Forest. That's part of his collection. And this crib was really unique, and starting with just the shape of the slats. Now a typical crib will have your standard either spindles or flat slats, but you'll see here that his designs have a beautiful soft flow. It's non-toxic, it's eco-friendly, it's made here in the USA, and we chose a birch finish to keep everything light and airy. So that was the first step of finding a modern crib with a small footprint. And because it has a small footprint, we were able to also incorporate his changer from the Funky Forest collection. Now this changer is not like any other changer you've seen before. It actually lights up. I'm not kidding, and it almost acts as a nightlight to the room. It has a beautiful, warm, soft glow, but it adds something very different. Now, taking a look at this room, we decided to divide it into 2 parts. The first half was to be for the baby and totally dedicated to the baby, with the changer and the crib on one side. And the second half, we needed to bunk the older kids, and we wanted to carry out that light, airy, modern, fresh feel. So we turned to Oeuf and used their perch bunk bed, which also has a smaller footprint. It's actually one of my favorite bunk beds on the market. Throughout the room though, the idea, because the crib was called Funky Forest, we wanted to add a forest feel, and we did that very easily by turning to the Wall Decors. And the Wall Decors is a line of vinyl wall decals, which we installed on one side of the walls to create a forest feel. But again, clean and modern. As in any room with kids, storage is key to a successful room that remains clutter-free. And of course, having 3 kids, the key is to be clutter-free. So we turned to IKEA. IKEA has a fantastic cabinet called the Stuvia. What I like about this, it does a birch finish as well as a white finish, so it's 2-toned. Again, goes beautifully with the finishes in the room and fit just perfectly next to the bed. And then of course came the accents. So we didn't have space to create a large area rug, so instead we turned to Elks and Angels for their rugs, and we just used 2 very soft sheepskin. And next we looked to Tamar Mogendorff for her deer head. Now this is fun, it's whimsical, but just a beautiful, beautiful hand-created piece that is a real focal point of the room in terms of art. And of course, no nursery would be complete without the crib bedding, so we turned to Dwell Studio for their Meadow Nursery collection. We felt bringing in some pinks and blues, keeping it fairly neutral since after all, Brianne has now 2 girls and 1 boy. So there you have it, that's 3 kids in 1 room. So yes, it is possible. Next time you complain that you're short on space, take a look at this room. Anything's possible as long as you keep it light, airy, clean, and clutter-free. Thanks so much for watching. For more great design reveals and makeovers, check back on ProjectNursery.com, and don't forget to like us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching.